Hello and welcome to the very first episode of 2026. It is the MFL Ramble. As always, any advice we give is complete financial advice. It's not a scam. You should follow every single word we say, even if it's from our grumpy guests today. And as always, I'm joined by my glorious blue-eyed Braveheart himself, and that is Hoodwink. How are you, sir?
I'm good, thank you.
And are you happy today or are you sad today?
I am happy.
Good.
I'm always happy.
I know, because you've been looking at moving house, haven't you? And you weren't overly keen to leave the home you're in, but you were just telling us before we started streaming that there may be a home close to the one where you are now, so you wouldn't have to move too far, which would keep everybody happy. So let's keep our fingers crossed that all works out.
Literally about 20 doors along the road, so you never know. Got to view it this week, so might be a good option.
You never know, do you? And our guest completing the trio from Yorkshire Tea and XP. Some people might say we've saved the best for last. Some people might say we've saved the grumpiest for last. Some people might say we've saved one of the greatest tacticians in the game for last. Some people might say we've saved the one that's a little bit overconfident for last. But either way, whoever you are, whatever you say, we've got Bruce. How are you, sir?
I'm good, thank you. Absolutely freezing because it's thick snow here in Birmingham. But other than that, I'm all good. Ready to get my team sorted for season 11.
So exactly. I haven't checked actually because I've been rushing around trying to sort some stuff out this morning. But are we good to go for setting up teams already?
We are, yeah. It opened about 11 o'clock this morning, I think.
Oh, maybe. Oh, I could see you run a friendly against me in the last 2 minutes or so. Oh, and I won. Surprise.
Yes.
Even though the team has no players, they still beat you. But we've got a few people in the chat so far. MFL did say they'd put it on the site. They have obviously forgotten. But Hoodwink, can you just put in @Yaks in the main Discord and see if you can whack it up on the site? I know I did deliberately DM Matt early this time to try and get him to stick it up on the site, but he has not. Oh, you are on the site. Oh, sorry, we are on the site. Okay, fair enough. Sorry,
I won't say the C word, boys. I'm sorry. I'll refrain.
Yeah, we better not say the cunt word too much.
YouTube don't like it.
Apparently YouTube doesn't like it.
Yeah, they hate it.
No, I don't like that word particularly either, but I had to say it once. Just that's the word we cannot say. But anyway,
Scotland.
Pardon?
It's a compliment in Scotland.
What, you wee cunt?
You're a good cunt.
I think it's the more north you go, the more complimentary it is.
He's a sound cunt, a good cunt.
Well, so if you reach like Greenland, that's what they say in their wedding vows. You're a good cunt. Anyway, no more of that word because some people don't like it, and I don't particularly like it either. But first in the chat, we've got Jimbo. Come on then. Afternoon, gents. Afternoon, Jimbo. Been listening while I was out this morning to you and Calver and your predictions. About halfway through at the moment. But nice to have you back. It looks like everybody took a week off last week. So I was just telling Bruce that I had to listen to music. Bloody music when I went out for a walk the last few days. Ridiculous. I want content. And it sounds like we've got Yorkshire XP coming out tonight, so that'll be good. So I'll have a couple lined up anyway for the next few days. And speaking of Yorkshire XP, we've got the prankster himself, big Mr. K14. Afternoon, gents. Don't say the C word. Already done. And we are on the site. Ricky Hyde. Afternoon, lads. Afternoon, Ricky. How are you, sir? We have Rascal Misaki. Afternoon, gents. Afternoon, Rascal. We've got Dan LFC, afternoon, and Kev Hurd. Kev, the man, the myth, the legend, the now diamond manager. He's promoted it. Oh, no, he hasn't. He's just got someone to buy a club for him in the top league. But yeah, like Kev's in diamond. And if you watched Amrezy and Kev's live stream yesterday, they spoke all about it. So we won't speak too much about it. And Kev will be on. We're going to try and mix things up over the course of the next sort of like month and try and do a few evening streams and like the usual Wednesday at 1 p.m. or one day early this week because I've got like an MRI, colonoscopy, and a bloody 2 dental implants this week. So anyway, so I'll be written off probably after today. But and I know Kev's got some. We've got some very exciting guests that we're looking forward to having on sort of the evening slots. But yeah, so we've got loads of good stuff coming up in January and beyond. But let's talk briefly about how our rollover has gone. So start with you, Bruce. You're the guest. End of last season, I believe you were the person eventually that dove in and bought the bulk of Kodap's gallery.
Yeah.
Kodap's still playing the game, but he's not playing the game at the high level now, and he's just playing it. I can't remember whether he's got a stone or an ice license, and he's trying to go for a younger team and, you know, uncommons and stuff like that. So he got rid of most of his decent cards. I think I had my eye on one, but I didn't have the money at the time. I think you eventually dove in and bought them. So how has that gone, buying like all of those? Because obviously rollover coming up, you know, legendaries tend to be a little bit older. So there's always that risk that they might, you know, they might get the dreaded tombstone. How's it gone for you?
Well, I was bricking it a little bit because there were quite a few older players or players coming up to, you know, the 29 threshold and stuff. So I was bricking it a little bit because that could have gone really bad if I'd just spent all that money on players that I hadn't even used yet, and then they all like threw up a retirement. That'd be horrific. I got away with just one of the centre backs, got his 3 seasons, and a centre mid as well, got a 3 season. But other than that, everyone's cool. So I'm very, very happy with that. Yeah, centre back. The good thing is I've got a centre back retiring, but I've got ones coming up, progressing. So by the time he retires, hopefully the one that I've got coming up will just slot quite in and replace him, hopefully.
And did you, like a lot of people, you know, the ongoing trend, I guess, in sort of MFL during sort of like the early to mid or even maybe even later than that was to buy the younger players and hope they progress. And I think like I became resigned as I got promoted to the thought that, well, you know, I'll try and buy rares from now on, but even like if I get a 75, he needs plus 10, which is still unlikely to happen to reach legendary. Now you need legendaries. You know, I've got a team in gold, a team in silver, 2 in bronze now, and you need legendaries in those teams to succeed. So I just came to the conclusion that I would work out a price in my mind per season that a legendary is worth, and I try and stick to that. I've been buying sort of, you know, legendaries, even if they've only got 2 seasons left. I'm happy to pay, you know, 40 quid for them, 20 quid a season, you know, circa that, you know, is sort of like the max at the moment, I think, that I'd be willing to pay. But they sort of fill a void. Well, I've got quite a few rares in my gallery now that are sort of progressing. How do you feel about that? Or have you changed your view over the year about how to sort of progress?
So when I first started, I had the old football manager, you know, buy young, get as young the players as you can, wonder kids and stuff like that. And I had that mindset in it. But then as I started playing MFL more, the reason you buy young in football manager is because when the players hit 30 years old, they start to regress. But in MFL, that doesn't happen. Like, they don't get worse ever. So people are selling these old guys for really cheap, but they're really good now. So, you know, I've got no problem buying older players now. And I think the thing is I've moved up the divisions way too quick. And when that happens, you can't wait for progression. You need to buy new, you know, reinforcements if you want to keep going. And obviously, if I wanted to buy a 19-year-old 84 rated, that's going to cost significantly more than, you know, a 29 84-year-old, and I still get good use out of him for what I think is an absolute bargain of a price. So yeah,
Kevin, sorry, just to interrupt, we've got Kev in the chat saying that 89 centre back would be suitable for the Ramble in silver, Bruce. However, I was going to say that 89 centre back will be suitable for the Magic in gold as well. It would be my best.
Unfortunately, Mr. K's already got him for his gold team because we swapped.
Well, he's a free agent at the moment, and I would say until a deal is agreed, then everything's on the table. What would you agree, Hoodwink? Like, nothing is sorted until it's sorted, is it?
Well, it's not signed.
I've done half the deal already because the deal was Mr. K had an iron club, a surplus iron club, and I had a surplus stone club. So we've swapped those clubs, and to sort of like make up the difference, I've said like that centre back can go to his goal team for the season. So the deal's already been done, I'm afraid.
Well, okay. Well, Big Mr. K, if you fancy him coming to me instead, I don't know why you would, but if you do, then give me a shout. But anyway. But yeah, sorry to interrupt you, but I just jump on that.
I was expecting a lot of offers for him, but yeah, I worked out a deal with Mr. K for a club, so I had to send it over to him. So sorry, lads.
Yeah, but sorry, Black Mamba have been promoted, haven't they? You were saying that they got promoted too quickly. Although I believe I overtook you eventually and got promoted.
Well, you're in the division that I'm about to go up to, but we'll see if you overtake me this season. Yeah,
they haven't assigned the divisions yet, by the looks of it.
No, but we usually stay in the same division, don't we? We're usually
hopefully we will do because it'll be good for banter. And I've actually been buying a lot of cards with the thought that I don't want to get run over by you because your best that's going to be your best team.
Yes.
And my best team obviously is going to be Monkey Magic, and after that, Funky Monkey, who are in silver. And then I've got 2 bronze teams, so I'll probably make this bronze team my best bronze team next season if we are in the same division.
Should be interesting because I think Zootert's bought a lot of players as well, so I imagine it's going to be pretty close between me, you, and Zootert next season if that's the case.
I think all my teams last season were predicted to finish sort of like 4th, 5th. I had none predicted to go up. And so the fact that I won silver, came second in bronze, got promoted in iron as well with teams that weren't that strong gives me hope. But the thing is this season, and we'll be speaking about this a bit more in a minute, I'm sure you guys have spoken about it on your pod this week, the new engine is here. I've done a little bit of testing in it. And I have to say, although it feels way different when you're watching the games, there's loads more variety in the goals. I love the 1-2s, little dribbles, lots of cool action. It just feels a lot more immersive when you're watching it. I'm sure you'll moan about it, Bruce, because
No. It's everything I wanted. Everything I wanted last season. They've done it this season, so I'm quite happy with that.
But my tactics seem to work. But anyway, we'll speak more about that in a while. Well, my tactics from last engine seem to work at the moment. Anyway, but we'll speak about that more in a bit. Hoodwink, how's rollover been for you, mate?
Isn't too bad actually. I've lost. I've not lost, but I've got two rares that I've got the retirement. One of them is my first choice, Daegu left back. Oh no, actually, is my backup Edinburgh left back. And then another guy who's like a 75 rated that I bought during the Disney dollars, and he was 75 rated, I think. So he's like 75 or 76. Never developed, just like slowly going down my teams. So he's got it. And then I think maybe 3 uncommons, I think. One of them that I bought last season, and I thought he might have got it for like $6 or something. And then he scored like 25 goals. So I'll allow it for him and another couple of lower ones. So nothing like too major, but I was looking at my gallery yesterday in my Edinburgh team, and I think I've only got 2 players under 28, and that's like my goalie and my reserve Cam. So like over the next few seasons, I'm shitting it. They're all 30 plus. Like all my 80 plus rated guys are like 30 plus, like a whole list of them. But I got away with it yesterday. Like I can't complain at two rares anyway.
Yeah, I would say welcome to my world because like most of mine, especially in the top teams, I think that's just naturally going to be the case, though, isn't it? Unless you sort of like are lucky enough, or from my point of view, unless I'm lucky enough to pack a young Lego like I did last season, and I think that's highly unlikely to happen again. Maybe the end of the year if I'm really lucky. Then like the best cards in your agency will naturally be the older ones, won't they? Which gives me hope, probably being, I don't know, am I the oldest person on this pod? I know, Hoodwink, you're younger than me. Bruce, I know you look about 60, but are you younger than me?
I'm 41.
Oh, yeah, you're way younger than me. Yeah.
Motherfucker.
But, so rollover. Yeah, so rollover for you wasn't too bad. You're right, you have got some older guys at the top, but yeah, no new ones really in the very top end of your gallery, which is good.
I didn't go through that phase of buying the older guys, and I know it's probably the right thing to do, but think like, and the guys that have been buying the last few days are just old codgers that have been buying for like £1 and £2 because people are just panicking. So I've just like either bought them to flip them for like 10p profit, or just kept them and I'll loan them. But I think going forward, like I'm gonna try and get a few more youngsters, and even like I'm not expecting to get rare youngster, like high rated guys young, because I'm just not got the money to spend just now. But maybe if I get a few more lower, maybe uncommons, but a bit younger, just so every season I'm not getting the fear, and I can just start keep improving my lower teams, my ice and my stone teams, and the ones above I just wing it until until I get fucked over basically with retirements, or I get some spare cash to use and improve them. But I think I'm going to try and get a few younger guys. So I was quite happy, like when I got my packs, most of them were a bit younger that I can loan out just now, and hopefully they're like half decent. But I'm going against what I was doing for the last few seasons, I think.
Yeah, no, I think that my sort of strategy this season and last season was to buy just rare packs, pray that I get a few high 81s. I didn't get too many this season, although some of the ones I got last season have progressed hard and are now like up towards legendary anyway. So if I can get sort of 7 rare packs this season, and like then buy some old duffers, that are good for like 2 or 3 seasons, then hopefully eventually some of those rares will catch up and become useful. And the good thing is that a lot of the rares that I picked up, or a lot of the rares that I packed in rewards were young. I think the oldest one was 24. Oh, sorry, I got another one from the wheel eventually, from like ticket building up MFL through like rapid play and stuff like that, and packed that one, and it was like a 26-year-old 5'5" goalkeeper. But that one hurt a little bit. But I'd had decent luck with the rest of them. But yeah, looking at my agency, like a few of them were already retiring. In terms of new ones, Vilka and Nikora. Nikora's 35, so I've expected he's going to get it for the last few seasons, and I bought him for like $90 when he was sort of 79 rated. And so I've had him for like 6 or 7 seasons, and I got him cheap then, like compared to prices. Vilka is a bit annoying, but I do have a decent amount of sort of Lego centre backs. Yuck is a guy I bought this season. I think he cost me like $30 or something like that. He was really cheap. I bought in this left back. I bought in, what else have I bought? Yeah, I bought this keeper. And none of these, like the Besnard, obviously wasn't going to get it. Torres, I thought might. He was my goat. Montevideo was the guy I spent probably the most on, and he was 29, but he's an old mint. So, yeah, he's a decent sort of centre mid. So we look down the list. Galan, I bought him for $40. He didn't have the symbol, so there was a chance I'd get him for 4 seasons. But even if it was 3, that was well within sort of like my price to sort of pay for them. So he will do a job for sort of 2.5 seasons. And then like as it goes down, I really don't mind too much. But yeah, I haven't had too many that have hurt really. Like this guy, like I assume that the goalkeeper I packed, like the last rare pack I opened, will probably turn out like this. Like 1 progression, already thrown at the symbol, only had him for 5 seasons. Those are the ones that suck, aren't they? But yeah, but as I said, a lot of the guys I've pulled recently have been sort of younger guys. So I was pretty happy overall with sort of rollover. I know some people got hit hard. Obviously, Beckman, the GOAT, the only 99 rated player in the game, threw up the symbol. He said another 3 years and I'm done. But if you've looked on my Twitter feed, then you'll notice he is uber confident about this season. He will be going for the Golden Boot, and he's expecting back-to-back champions titles for the Iron Pigs. But yeah, it's going to be fun. But let's talk a little bit about sort of like the Christmas period. We obviously had the Masters, we've had Rapid Play, and of course the Wheel. I guess from my point of view, it's been pretty successful. I did okay in the Masters. I think I won one of the tournaments and then got knocked out by Jimbo in the chat by his Wyverns. I just can't beat the Wyverns. I'm sort of resigned to the fact now, even though I played better in the match. Probably should have won the match, didn't win the match, and got a red card. Ironically, the player that got the red card was the player that was on his team last season. But so yeah, funny old day. But yeah, I really enjoyed the Masters. I did pretty well. I think I won another couple of the classic comps as well. So yeah, I was pretty happy overall with that. And I played a shit load of rapid play. I just waited for one to come up that was on one of my teams where I had a tight band, and then I just slammed them and kept on entering them back to back. And I think I made 50 to 60k MFL from that, and obviously generated a butt ton of wheel tickets. So I spun the wheel maybe 150, 200 times, the golden wheel. So yeah, that was fun. And I got from that an uncommon pack, 2 limited packs, 2 common packs, 12 dev passes, and about 15,000 MFL from that as well.
Nice.
So it's been pretty good. I cannot complain about that. But I do wish that they had more, they had the wider variety of the tournaments up constantly. It just felt like all throughout the day when people weren't working, there was only 2 up there, and if they took ages to fill. So yeah. But, I think that they did a pretty good job with that eventually, especially considering the problems with flow over the period. Won't speak too much about that. But, yeah, it was obviously, a major issue for the site, and the site having to go down over a certain period. But I think MFL themselves handled it pretty well. What did you guys, one, think of the flow down time and all of that sort of stuff? And 2, how did the Holiday Heroes, Classic, Wheel, etc. go for you? Start with you, Hoodwink.
For the flow thing, they done all right because they communicated to just keep the community on, let the community know what was happening. That's kind of all you can ask for. It's completely out of their hands. Meant I spent time with the missus and stuff like that. So
yeah, I had to talk to my mum and everything and do stuff.
At least I play other games that keep me occupied, so I didn't have to spend too much time with them. But I don't think there's. They done all they could with that. They kept us up to date and they got it back on as quickly as possible. It was a weird thing to happen, but these things happen. In terms of the Holiday Heroes thing, it was all right for me. I think I've got a couple of thousand MFL, so it's never near as much fun as you had. Couple of thousand MFL. The rapid plays, I should just avoid. I think I entered 3, and I went out in the first round in 3. The free plays, I was crap at. I don't know why I entered them, because I just didn't put that much effort in. It's just I never done anything with my tactics. I just put them in, put my best 11 in the same tactics that I was using, instead of actually changing anything or testing or anything like that. So that's why I lost all them. So I lost I don't know, maybe 3,000 MFL for there. But I made a couple of thousand. I'm 2,000 up for what was at the end of the season in MFL, so I'm happy enough with that. Never won any cash. I don't think I won any cash. So on the wheel spin, I done quite good with the wheel spins, and I got a wee 18-year-old limited goalie, the American guy, who I was using in the Ramble team, and he was smashing. He was getting clean sheet after clean sheet. So I'll either loan him out or get him in the dev set. I've got loads of dev jail passes, so I'll use them up probably in the next few days. But overall, I think it was quite good. I do think
that I really enjoyed it. It was a bit of a buzz about it, and it was just fun to obviously there's some problems with the T1 Masters, but they sorted that out eventually, and it was great seeing sort of Sid and Bob get to the final, and they promised goals, and I can't remember the score. It was 5-3 or 6-3. It was something ridiculous anyway, but it was a great game to watch. But yeah, it was good fun. But
I think the free rolls could have been better. There was really just they took ages to fill up. So you'd I think one I entered at 8 p.m. or something. Then I woke up in the morning. The game was 4 a.m. and obviously I lost it because that's what I did in the rapid plays. But there was just really, it was what you'd see one at 62 rated, then the next one would be 63 rated, and it was just there just wasn't much variety for the free rolls. I didn't think, or if there was, they were filled up quickly.
Yeah, the only one, yeah, exactly. The rapid play, I think, was the only thing I would have seen them sort of like improve maybe a little bit. I don't know how they'd improve it, but I think definitely having more available during the day, especially on a week when everybody's at home. And I appreciate that, they weren't working over that period as well. But that would be the only thing. But then maybe I would have lost them and moaned. But anyway, I guess on the positive side, moving across to Bruce, we did get to find out about your missus's heavy periods and stuff like that. So yeah, that was like, an eye-opening chat in the main MFL Discord general. But that was fun. Yeah.
I was hoping you forgot about that.
Yeah. No, I definitely wouldn't forget about that. I can't stop thinking about it. Engraved in my mind. But yeah, no, that was fun to speak about. But you were very open, and I appreciate your openness.
I was just trying to make a joke, and when I had to explain the joke, and then everybody just went off. And I think the thing that was someone said, like, I think Zootek came in and was like, "Oh, what the hell is this? I'm going to go back to Flowscan." And someone just responded, "Oh, is that a period app?" And I just
that cracked me up. Yeah, I was in hysterics then.
So then my wife's like, "What are you laughing about?" And then I'm like,
"I laughed about your period."
No, I've got to tell you, like, yeah, she weren't too happy about it, but she's been married to me for long enough now that she knows what I'm like. But yeah.
But how was everything for you then? I won't spoil the surprise, but I did. I can't remember why. I must have just popped up. When you open the site, it has matches, and I saw you were in one. I thought, I'll go and watch that match, and it was dull as dishwater.
The final.
How did everything go for you anyway in that one?
So the Fleur thing. I mean, I say this on the episode tonight. It couldn't have happened at a better time, really. If it was going to happen.
Well, not for Flo, because they were all.
Well, no. I mean,
targeted for Christmas, but they're all off. But yeah,
I mean, for us, because if this had have happened 2 weeks ago, mid-season, that would have been absolute disaster. It was good that we was in like a period of downtime. The only thing
that MFL when they thought, "Fuck it, we can do it now." Season's over.
Yeah, I mean, the only thing I missed was, like, during the day, if I've got a spare 10 minutes, I'll just take my phone out and set off a friendly. And I couldn't do that. So that was the only thing that was a bit, but like I said, it was probably the best time for it to happen during the off season, during the Christmas period when we've all got other stuff to do. But yeah, I think they handled it really well. As for the Masters, as you were alluding to, I did win the tier 3 one with Black Mamba. The final was absolutely boring. I think, what was it, 0-0, and I won on penalties.
But 0-0, 120 minutes of 0-0. There was maybe 11 shots on goal. I think like 3 on target, and it went to pens. But yeah,
it was completely not the way my teams play. It's like, oh no, we're in a final now, so now we're going to play the exact opposite way. But we got the win, which I was happy about, and I got to a final with another one of the teams that I had with a Stern team. So I've earned a decent amount of dollars that I'm quite happy about. The only thing that I hated was the wheel. And I didn't hate the wheel like, oh, we're getting free stuff. It's just, I hated the wheel because it'd do that, oh, it's about to land on something you want, and then, oh, it's gone on to not this time. And it's like a sliver away. And that just annoyed me so much because it's clearly just a random number generator. So just let me click a button and it just tells me what I've won instead of this like fake drama. I don't like that little fake drama of the
he's a miserable bastard, isn't he? It's a wheel. It's meant to be fun. I had a bit
it's not a real wheel though. If it was a real wheel, then everything had been the exact same percentage to win. So it's not a real wheel. It's a fake wheel, and it's got little fake drama in it. It's just tell me what I've won. That's all. Thanks.
I think they just put duck races and whatever duck wins you get.
God, yeah. Oh my God, yeah.
It was good fun anyway. That was
it was, to be fair. The great event was. I loved being able to log in and check progression in the morning again.
Oh, that was beautiful, wasn't it? Oh.
I think the matches were pointless. I didn't seem to get anything after matches, but I think that's because most of my players had played like 30 games at that point, so I got nothing from matches. But the training in the morning it was just nice seeing +1s again. And
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, no, I mean,
it as well. Like
it was great being able to use like the new players as well, and
Yeah.
often they were the ones that were getting the +1s because obviously they were fresh out of the pack. But sorry, Hoodwink.
No, I was just going to say progression felt quite good compared to in season. Maybe it's because it's such a short period, and I don't know. Maybe that comes into it, but it felt good. Like every day, it was like, all right, I've got quite a few overall +1s, and like loads of wee kind of individual bits, and it felt like it was like quite generous, which is unusual.
40% of my agency got at least +1 overall. That is crazy.
During that period?
Yeah, that is crazy.
Wow.
And I got one that had like +2. I got two that got +2. Unfortunately, one of them is retiring this season. So that was just like a double slap in the face. And the worst slap was that it was the 70 max tournament that was entering, and he went to 70. I was like, great, another player at 70. Then he went to 71, and I didn't notice. And it obviously forfeited the first game in one of the rapid play things. That was a bit annoying. But yeah.
Because I heard you mention him when you were talking about your age. Has Kurt Torres got the retirement symbol?
No.
For fuck's sake. I'm going to be celebrating the day when he does, because I hate that guy. Every time I ended up in like playing you and that guy's playing, he always scores like 2 or 3 goals against me. I fucking hate him.
Well, now you've said that, I'm tempted to on that front team. So,
no, I hate Kurt Torres. I'll be happy when that guy gets retired.
No, he hasn't. And I know
outrageous behaviour, outrageous comments.
Kevin and I both got decent rares at the similar time, and his is 31 as well, I think now. And neither of them threw at the symbol. His is like 87, and mine's 87 as well now. But yeah, we've got TLY7051 in the chat. Said no. That's where I lost, Black Mamba. So I'm not sure whether he's the one that you beat in the final or you just beat them anyway. But Jimbo's saying never single spin, always hero spins. Completely agree, Jimbo. I think I may have done the first one on single spin, and then after that I did 150 of the hero spins. Yeah, completely agree. But yeah, exactly. Kurt Torres at Funky Monkey next season. Then no, it's not Funky. They at Funky Monkey are in silver now, so it would be Monkey Fire or the Kings.
Monkey Fire, I think.
Yeah, so he may be on Monkey Fire then now, just to annoy Bruce. But yeah, I'll have to have a play around with it and see what the gaps when I've built my teams. I'm going to try for anybody that's watching, and I know I've had lots of DMs, and I've said come back to me Wednesday. I'm going to really try and get all my teams locked in this afternoon, so I know what's free, and then people can start pillaging my agency. But I've got like 450 players or something like that, so I'll hopefully we'll have plenty to go around. But yeah, so yeah, so that was good on that front. I guess sort of like moving into sort of the new season, like actually I was just thinking about it. When does the cash come through? They said it wouldn't be straight away. I wasn't expecting it to come through like yesterday. I'd love it if it came through in like the next couple of days.
Agreed. Yeah.
I'd love to sort of like use it immediately to buy players, but yeah, we'll have to wait and see. I don't know whether Jimbo's in the chat. I don't know whether Jimbo, you've got any inside information on when that might come. Whether it's going to be like waiting for a couple of weeks or whether it might be in the next day or two. Next day or two would be ideal.
I think it's with Dapper though, isn't it? They've got to contact Dapper, and Dapper have to distribute it. So it could be, judging by their customer service, that could be, season 14 when we get it. Yeah. So.
I made a deposit over just before Christmas onto Dapper, and they took the money out. Everything was fine. And then the next day they put a pending amount for the same amount on the account, and it stayed there because it's Christmas and there was hardly any live days, and obviously problems at Dapper. It stayed as a pending thing and had me right at my overdraft limit for like, I think it went off yesterday eventually. So it was on there for like, it was absolute, and I just thought there's absolutely all the problems they're having in Flow and, and Dapper, like it's just probably no problem contacting them. So I just didn't bother. I thought, well, if it doesn't go off in the new year, then I'll contact them. But anyway, yeah, MFL has to contact Dapper, Jimbo's saying, with the wallets that require X dollars. Yeah, I know that's what will need to happen. That's but do you know when it will happen? That's the thing. No insider information, but not expecting this week. It's Dapper, not MFL. That's fair enough. Okay, so unlikely to be next week, so I might need to make another deposit then. Right, let's talk about like changes to our agency in terms of clubs. See if there's anything coming up for this season. I'll start with myself. So these are the clubs that I have at the moment. Forza Monkey is a trial club, so I'm assuming that will drop off. I need to have a look. But I have bought 2 new clubs anyway. I bought the Monkey Donners, rebranded as the Monkey Donners. So that is the logo for them. We have Diego Monkey Donner sitting there. We've got the Hand of God up here. And I don't know what that white powder is around Monkey Donner's nose, but yeah, we'll have to see. But yeah, so I rebranded them there. Obviously, they're from Argentina. They're from Espeleta. And Espeleta is part or close to Buenos Aires. And that is where Maradona is from, hence the reason. So, and the second team, I bought a New Zealand license. And they are the Monkey Maoris. So we're going to Maori on there. We've got the little... Kiwi bird in there, got the, got all like that going on. So that is my first license in New Zealand. I'd like to get one on every continent. I can't remember who it was that said that. It was someone that was trying to do it, and there was one continent where we couldn't get it. I think it was Antarctica. I can't remember anyway, where there isn't actually sort of thing, so it might not be possible. But yeah, so I've got those 2 teams in. Monkey Magic, as you can see, now in gold. We've got Funky Monkey in silver. Monkey Fire in bronze, Monkey Kings in bronze. The Matadors are in stone. My only relegated team, and I'm sort of quite glad about it really, is the Monkey Thunder that went down to stone. They were sort of perennially the worst team in sort of iron plus for me. Got the Vikings still in stone, Berbers in ice, and then a Spark and 1 Flint team. As I said, I'm assuming this one drops off. I don't know.
It will do.
But I thought it would drop off straight after this upgrade.
I thought it would have been gone by now, but you can't buy it, you can't sign any contracts for it, and its trial clubs are over, so it'll disappear eventually.
Yeah. Okay, well, so those are over. So yeah, so I've got 10 clubs this season, which does tilt me a little bit because when you go into the thing on your phone, like it was nice with 9 because it sort of lined up as a 3x3, and now it's going to have 1 stick out. So knowing me, I'll probably end up buying another 2 clubs at some point, but I'll see how it goes this season with those. Moving across to Hoodwink. Hoodwink. Anything new in your agency this season?
I'm hoping to buy another club. I've got loads of offer. I've got like $50, I think. So I want to try and get one for about 45. So I put in loads of offer. I just want anything like Flint or Spark. Just to put in my youngsters, my low-rated youngsters, rather than dev jailing them. But this season, I am being more adventurous with my squad building. So I've got for my Chilean team, I'm going to go 4-3-3, which I've been wanting to do since season 0.6. And I've just never done it. So I've just always stuck with kind of what I know. So I'm going to try that, and also smaller squads. So I've always done a 22-man squad, and I can fully rotate, or I can, everyone's like for like, and I never really use like secondary positions and stuff like that. I'm just like quite boring, where it's just literally this striker's out, stick another striker in, doesn't matter. Even ones like I've got a couple of right mids that are, or a couple of right and left mids that are actually better as a cam, and I just never use them there. So this season I've got like 18 to 21 man squads, and most of them are like kind of like covering maybe 2 or 3 positions, usually 2 positions, but some of them like 3 positions as well. And I've never really done that, where I've been having to kind of really think of it. It's probably why I'm crap, but really
you're not crap at all.
Well, I know, but I didn't like put. It's not a lot of effort. That I put a lot of effort into tactics and stuff like that. But actual like squad building, there's just zero effort. No, zero effort. Again, like I'm being harsh on myself, but I didn't need to think too much about, like, if someone gets suspended or low fitness, it's an easy swap. Whereas now I'm going to try and like be really flexible with my squad and where people play, and be a bit more flexible with tactics and have a bit more fun, rather than just being like, it's not going stale or anything like that. But I think that'll be a bit more fun for me to have that wee challenge, like, and better for progression. Like an 18-man squad gives me the fear because I just think like I'm going to be playing people in the 80s or something like that and 80 fitness, and I know it's not going to be anywhere near that. Like it should be easily manageable.
Yeah, I think
But it's still
17 is
just, yeah.
manageable and 18 is fine. It gives you a bit of flexibility.
Aye.
And what I mean, if anything like me, then you'll have loads of like really shitty cards left over, and often I'll backfill my teams with those. And like just once in a while, they become useful. And I like this match. I don't need to win. Doesn't matter what happens in it. Like if you're through in the cup, I can rest that player. Just stick this 40 rated player, and it literally will make no difference. You know, and they do like save you. So yeah, think about like sticking a couple of like commons in there, you know, just in case like you're through in the cup and it's the last game. It doesn't matter. You can just stick in like, you know, somebody like that just to save a bit of fitness on your other guys. But it's funny you should say that because I think squad building is probably one of the most underappreciated parts of the game. Like I know like when I first started, I didn't have many players and it's easy then. You just stick the players you got in. But as your agency grows, you know, and you have more teams, I think sort of like looking at the priorities for those teams, what you want those teams to achieve. If you want a team to be a cup team, maybe it's a good idea to put players in that have like higher in other positions, because then it can sort of like, you know, give you a potentially better group when you're going through into the rounds and stuff like that. So there's loads of different facets to it that are sort of like you need to be sort of quite switched on about. And I think it's sort of a big part of the game, because if you get that wrong, that could screw your whole season, because you can only make 3 changes at mid-season. But yeah. What about you, Bruce? Any sort of major changes?
So I expanded my agency. Obviously, I'm up to 9 clubs now, and I have clubs from bronze all the way down to Flint. At least one in each division, and after, based on the clubs the squads I've built for this season, that should all go up one like next season. So I'm hoping that way. I think it's sort of, a lot of people talk about sustainability, and I don't think I'll ever be fully sustainable, because if I need to improve Black Mamba with like a player, I'll just put money in to do it. But I think it's nice to have like a little bit of a, like a production line underneath, so that if someone does, you know, progress to a level that I can use in my main team, then I could just promote them up. It saves me money. But that's kind of the aim with that, is to be a little bit more sustainable. So I'm not just chucking, you know, $1,000 a season into the team and hopefully getting good progression that way. But like you said, I think squad building is completely underrated, because yeah, it can totally make your season. And I think it's like, I'll use it as an example. In one of my ice teams, I've got like a striker with 40 pace. Now, if you see a striker with 40 pace, everyone's going to look at him and like, I want nothing to do with that. But as long as the rest of the squad can play in a way that makes sense, then that 40 speed pace striker is still going to do well, because he won the golden boot in the cup. So it's all about, you know, utilizing, you know, if you've got a 40 pace striker and you want to play counter attacking foot, that's just not going to work at all. You've got to play a certain way based on the players that you've got. And like you said, that all starts in squad building and picking the right stats for how you want to play, and that complements everyone else as well. So I'm having a lot of fun doing that this season so far. I mean, it's only just opened and I've put a few of my squads together, but I've still got a few more to go through. And I don't know, I really like this period, putting squads together and getting tactics right. I love this part of the season. I really do.
Oh, just looking.
Maybe you said you got 9 squads, 9 teams.
Yeah.
Like, do you put, like, obviously your top one's going to be like where the highest focus, but do you like spend a lot of time like tactics and testing and stuff like that on all of them? Because I know that's what I do, and that's why I want to try and stick to, even though I've just said I'm going to buy another club, like that's that I say that I'm not going to take it seriously and it's from a lower rated guys, but I just know that I'm going to buy it and I'm going to straight away build a squad and start testing. It just takes so much time. But do you do that way, all 9 of them?
I do, because all 9 of them play completely different ways. because like I said, it depends on the squad that they've got. So they'll all play different ways, different formations. Like, you know, you look through Roots agency and they're all 4-1-2-1-2, and that's everything that is agency's built for. But I'm the exact opposite. Everyone, you know, has a different formation, a different style of play, and, you know, as it filters up to the top, because that's the other thing as well, is I play, you know, maybe 1-2 formations on my main team, but all the work I'm doing with these below, all the things I'm learning from tactic testing from them, will eventually filter up to the top one. Because if I need to change the formation or something and I've never used it before, then I'm going to be like, ugh. Well, at least if I've got, you know, a team down in Stone that plays that formation and I've got a base I can work from, then it all works for me. Because, yeah, like I said, I have them all playing completely differently.
It looks like Black Mamba are going to be playing a 4-3-3 defensive, a man after my own heart.
Yeah, it's like I was 4-4-2 is probably my best formation, because I seem to know it inside out. But it was when we had Kev on Yorkshire Tea, and he said about the 4-3-3 defense, and I was like, oh, I'll try that. And then, yeah, I've kind of fallen in love with it. I love it.
I use it exclusively now, pretty much on all of my teams, and it's good that all the teams play with it as well, because it means that I can fine-tune tactics throughout, like, the lower divisions, and tweak things, and then if they work, then I can move it up to the main team and sort of like make changes. So, like, you know, I do a lot of testing, you know, and fine-tune it. Unfortunately, it takes me half a season to sort of like iron in on like the optimal thing for 4-3-3 defensive for that season. But I'm hoping this season I can get it done a little bit quicker. But yeah.
See, one of the reasons I've never done a 4-3-3 as well is because I always say, like, oh, I've not got the squad for it. I didn't really have wingers, although I've got a couple that play like secondary position better as a winger, but a bit lower rated for my main teams and stuff like that. And then centre mids, I didn't really have centre mids. And then when I was looking the other day, I was like, why am I using that as an excuse when I was buying like 70 rated guys for $2? Like, getting a winger for $2, like 70 rated, then centre mids for like $2. Like, so I just bought a few, like, and spent like a tenner. I think I deposited a tenner and bought enough players for me to play that position, that formation next season. And it's just such a weird excuse I've always had, like, in my head, just, oh, I've not got the players for it.
Yeah, you've turned into a top trader, haven't you? You've been showing us all your trades. Bought for $1, sold for $1.50. You're making bank.
Hoodwink trader. Bought one for $2, sold them about an hour later for $3.
Nice.
See that? Do that every day. I wouldn't have to move this.
I did that every day for 10 years. You might be able to buy a legendary, yeah. But yeah,
because people are just panicking because they're like 30-year-old and they're up for like $2 and you offer like $1.25 and it's like instant accept. All right, he's escaped the retirement as well, so you get 4 seasons for like £1. And madness.
It's crazy, isn't it? But yeah, I guess, like, you know, let's talk about. So we'll talk more about, I guess, about next week. But Hoodwink, what are the priorities for some of your, like, the main teams this season then?
Main teams, I think it's just probably survival, to be honest. As shit as that sounds, like, I'm not getting any loans. I've got 0 loans so far, and I've filled all my squads. So I'm like, I think I gave away like 25% for Edinburgh last season, something like that. And it was great because I got like a couple of Legos on loan and like a few smashers, and like really good having them. I don't know. I like owning all my players, and I know it's going to make me a lot less competitive. So last season I was thinking maybe I can be. I was in the promote. In fact, I think I was second halfway through the season, and then it turned into a relegation battle. So I'm not without loans. I'm not expecting to be in have a title challenge, and it's just survival. Same with Daegu. Daegu are actually all right. They're quite strong, but maybe. Although again, without loans, maybe not. So maybe survival for them. I did get 2 promotions last season for the teams that I wanted. I wanted my lower ones to go up, so I can now use pretty much. No, well, I've still got loads of uncommons to loan out, but. So I could use a lot more of my kind of favourite players. So it's really the lower ones I'm kind of focusing on to be competitive, and the higher ones are now just keep them up there as long as possible until retirements kick in, And you never know. I might do better than I think if I'm a bit more flexible with my tactics and stuff like that. I might improve them, but I think might be a long season. But I'll get decent MFL at the end rather than gain like 25% out this time.
What about you then, Bruce? Obviously, your main team is now up in bronze. Hopefully, in with the Monkey Fire. Although, it hasn't got the leagues up just yet, but Bronze League 3, isn't it? So, and you should be in Bronze League 3 if it goes by the normal sort of things. But what's the priority for them? Would you look? I mean, how high do you think you can take them on the sort of the budget you work to?
So, well, I mean, it's different now at the minute because of the way the market is. I think with the way the market is right now, eventually I could get them to diamond, but I don't think the market's going to stay the way it is right now. I think we're going to see a reverse power creep very soon. A lot of these ultimates and legendaries are throwing up the symbols. So, seeing stuff like Legos in iron is probably not going to be the case in a few seasons. I predict anyway.
I think exactly the same, and I think that I can't remember. It was somebody that said recently. I can't remember whether it was in a chat or on a pod where they thought that actually it wouldn't make that much difference. But I think it will
massively.
Yeah, there's not that many legendaries being minted this now, and it takes a while for them to get to legend, for them to get to ultimate. So the pressure's on. You look at some of the squads in the Diamond League, even last season, and 30% of the squad have already thrown at the retirement symbol. Well, they need to fill squads to play in Diamond, and those squads are going to be inherently weaker in a season or two. And when MFL start to increase the number of packs, they sort of drop. I think it's pretty much the same as last couple of drops for this week's drop, but there's only 30 rare packs, so maybe there'll be a legendary or two in in the pack drop, but certainly no more than that. And it's tough.
Yeah, I agree. Because like you said, they're gonna have to start. I mean, some diamond managers have probably already prepared for this. Some of them are, but I don't think they all have. And there's going to be a point where if they can't replace their 95, 96 rated player, they're going to have to replace them with an 88 or a 90, and they're going to have no choice unless they buy them from the lower leagues. Because I'm pretty sure there's 88s and 89s in gold and silver right now. They're going to have to buy those players up, so it'll have a reverse effect on the power creep. I think once they all come in. I think it's season 12 when they said it's going to be the really bad one in it. If I'm not mistaken, season 12 is going to be the worst one, where there's just going to be a ton of people retiring.
Didn't somebody announce how many are going to be retiring? Because I know the numbers shoot up. I can't remember who it was. Is it Alexis? No.
I've got the tweet actually. I've sent it. 2,213 will get retired today. That was yesterday. 4,289 will retire in one season. 7,219 in 2 seasons, and then 9,291 in 3 seasons.
Yeah, I mean that when it gets to 9,000 disappearing from the game in one season, that's what 4% of all the players in the game, is it at the moment? I can't remember. Is it 250,000 players or something like that? Either way, even if it's 3%, it becomes sort of a noticeable number, and that's only going to increase. And then it will reach a point where statistically it should sort of balance out and stay the same every season. But when that happens, that's a large number of players that are disappearing. But before we move on, we've got a few more people in the chat. I noticed earlier Andrew Q and Sid. Hello, both of you. Got Risu Wasaki. Hello, sir. How are you? Got Ronan in it. Kev said Ronan just spent 1,500 on the ultimate central midfielder. Now has the 2 youngest ultimate midfielders in the game. But yeah, I imagine that he may have the 2 youngest in the game, but they're probably still I'd imagine fairly. Let's have a look. Not that young. Let's have a quick look. We go see book teams. So maybe he hasn't put it on here yet. Yeah, so one of them is 25, and then if he's bought another one, maybe he hasn't put it on here yet. But 25. So he's a newer mint, so he could throw up the symbol in 3 seasons theoretically. But the other one, Kev's saying, is 27. So yeah, they're I guess young for ultimates, but not young sort of in the game. So even they, could retire in sort of 5-6 seasons. 6-7 seasons. So yeah, so it's a risky game, and trying to stay at the best at the top is tough. Obviously we've got Bob Beckman threw up the symbol, as I said earlier on. So yeah, it's going to be tough this over the next couple of seasons, and I think there will be, as Bruce just said, sort of like a reverse power creep.
I think I get so pissed off when I get a guy that I've spent like $5 on, and he's retiring. I get fuming. And then imagine spending 1,500 quid on that. You get that. I'd just be.
I didn't Sid buy someone for 1,200 right before the rollover day. I can't imagine how intense that would have been. I don't know if he threw up the retirement symbol though. I think Sid's in the chat. I don't know if he did.
No, I don't believe he did.
Okay, I would have been so tense. I've just spent 1,200 and he could retire. Oh my god.
Be refreshing, or a refresh all day anyway. But with that, I'd be like, right, do not fucking do it to me. Alan Santos. When I seen Alan Santos yesterday change his age, got his
breathe a sigh of relief, don't you?
Because I've got 2 Legos. One of them last season handed in his notice, and then I've got Alan Santos, who's like my club legend, and I thought, if he goes, that's game over for me. That's then I just have my rares and just all the old rares, but no, another year for him.
Yeah, it was this guy that he bought, Miladin Varga, and he didn't throw out the symbol.
But, that's good. That's good. Yeah. I
mean, he wasn't older mint, so in theory, he could go on. I mean, he could go on for another 10 seasons. You don't know, do you? But yeah, there's always that chance. And then he spent $915 yesterday. So I'm assuming this was see if the player threw up the retirement symbol if he didn't get the deal done, and bought in a CDM, 95 rated CDM. So yeah, who's got decent stats as well. But yeah, so he's been mixing it in the market, and he's got secondary position as centre mid as well, which I'm assuming is probably, let's have a look, probably fairly decent considering those stats. Let's have a quick look.
What's your plan, Monkey? Because like you said, you've got 9 clubs, and a lot of them are up in the higher echelons, gold, silver, bronze, etc. But I imagine a few of them are coming up. What's your plan for when they do retire, and how do you plan to replenish, especially at the top end? Or are you expecting your agency to maybe go down a bit for a few seasons, or what's your thoughts around that?
Well, this is one of my main hobbies, so I really don't mind putting a bit of cash in. I'm not that fussed about it ever be sort of self-sustaining, because I get a lot of joy from playing the game. So if I'm happy to put in sort of a couple $100 a month, and see where we go from there. But yeah, I don't want to have to put in I've put in more this season than I ever have done over the last sort of few seasons, just to try and, because Monkey Magic obviously promoted to gold. I thought that it was getting to the point where I didn't actually think I could get to gold. I won the division last season and got promoted to gold. So, I would like them to definitely stay in the division, and maybe if I get a bit of progression on some of the cards I've got, then maybe challenge to go up to plat. But realistically, I haven't got the budget for diamond, and the loan market is so competitive in diamond. Even if I did get there, then it would be I wouldn't have the players to sort of sustain a team in there. So it's quite tough looking at that. So maybe gold is the absolute limit for being competitive in a division, and maybe a season in plat would be amazing down the line. I think that unlikely to come this season, but maybe down the line, you don't know. But I'd like them to stay there. Funky Monkey in silver again. I would like them to stay in silver, but definitely can't get them promoted because I just haven't got the players. So, maybe just sort of stick around in silver and be sort of like target the cup every season and staying in silver. And then one of the bronze teams, the Fire or the Kings, try and make them one of them competitive, and the other one will be a survival team. Like, I didn't think Monkey Fire would survive last season. Like, they had no legendaries on the team in bronze. They had no, I think they had a few 84 rated players, but the majority was sort of lower 80s. And I managed to keep them up in bronze, and had a decent cup run with them as well. So, it is possible. I think you just need to sort of like make sure you do the best you can with the squad you've got. And then the lower team. The problem is that a lot of the lower players I've got are decent, so these teams will probably get promoted. And then if I can get them into ice, try and keep some in ice. Like the Matadors, like last season, they were predicted sort of, I think, relegation. And then they started winning a few games. I tried to get them relegated actually to Spark the season before, and they couldn't get them relegated. I kept on winning games. And then, like, where is it? Ice 107. Yeah, we scraped into the playoffs on the last day of the season, and then ended up winning all 3 playoff games and got promoted to staying with them as well. So I really didn't need them going up either. But I think I just looked into sort of tactics that worked across the board last season, and luckily managed to sort of like move a lot of the clubs up. But obviously that, as you said, that brings problems, doesn't it? So I when I'm building my teams this afternoon, I'll have to sort of keep in mind that maybe I'd like to get one of the teams relegated back down to ice, and then eventually have like quite a few teams in ice, and then a few sort of higher up the pyramid, rather than sort of like every division, because it becomes so difficult building the squads.
Yeah.
I would like a few lower rated ones. I don't think I want any, like, I think 4. What have I got? 5. I think 5 is too much for me. I think, like, for me, 3 or 4 is a sweet spot, but I do want to get to a stage where I have a few just like academy ones that are just, I want to care about them, but the problem is I know I will, but I'd love to have like 5, 6, 7 that I just fill all my commons and just chuck them in there, rather than trying to loan them out on like 0% on like the last day and just knowing that they're never going to play. Just try and actually have a wee plan with them.
Especially with no trial clubs now this season, it might be more difficult trying to do that.
Aye. Shame, I like the trial clubs. Had quite good fun with the Rio Ramble one with the under 23s, and they were actually quite good. Got to the playoffs, done well in the Holiday Heroes thing, and really good for progression actually.
What do you guys think about the? Because when you made the trial clubs, like you could do all the, they could make the badge for you on site and everything. What do you think? Do you think they should put that onto the normal club rebranding? Because I think they should. That should be a tool they should have, like, for everybody. I think.
It should be an option, because then you would have less like logos like this, where it's just essentially a picture of a load of lads in a bar, which I'm sure they're lovely guys, and I'm sure it's great, but that's shit for a logo, isn't it? So if they had that as an option.
They've got the logo creator, haven't they? But I've never actually used it. I just wanted to just make, because they were actually quite cool badges. I remember my original Atlanta one. It was a really cool badge. I kept it for the first season, I think, before I kind of rebranded it. But it was quite a nice design. It saves a lot of time as well, just chucking it on.
I am tempted to sort of get another club at some point, but I'll see how I go with this season with 10 and go from there. But I think placing sort of like placing the sort of the money from, or placing the sort of the players in those squads will be the difficult part of this season, sort of trying to work out where to put players. But it's going to be a fun afternoon anyway. I managed to get everything sorted this morning, so I've got an afternoon of joy doing MFL. But that part's going to be exceptional. I think, like, in terms of like my teams, I don't know, like Monkey Magic, like, I don't know, like, they're not going to be like a title challenging, so I just hope I can build a team that's strong enough to stay up and then target the cup or something like that this season. But I've managed to sort out quite a few loans early, a couple more people that I'm speaking to at the moment about getting some stuff in. But the team should be reasonably good. Like it'll be a full legendary squad, and then we'll have to go from there. But like Bruce, is there any sort of more business being done in the Bruce agency, or is that everything you've done now for the season?
Well, I mean, there is stuff I need to get. Just a few holes I need to fill in the teams. I mean, this is my first season with 9 clubs, so there are a couple of holes that I'll need to fill. I'm kind of hoping the Dapper dollars come through, but if not, I'll just have to chuck some money in advance. So yeah, there's a couple I've got to buy, not in my main team, thankfully. I think if the Dapper dollars come through, then I may buy an upgrade in centre midfield. But other than that, I think it's done for my main team. I've just got a couple of holes in the lower teams to just plug up, I think. But other than that, I'm pretty much set.
Nice. What about you, Hoodwink? Is the players you're buying mainly now for the lower end of your the clubs?
Maybe like I've got enough to fill the 5 clubs, and I've got loads of like uncommons ready to loan it as well. So I didn't really need to buy anyone. I think the only thing I want to do is buy another club for the lower ones, and I'm kind of happy enough. I think I've done my squad building. I spent quite a bit of time on it this time. Like I was putting in the Ramble group chat like every day. Like, is this squad good? Is this enough flexibility? So I spent a lot of time doing it, and I think I'm quite happy with it, unless I see any other like £2 bargains or something like that, like for the older guys. But like as I say, my packs were quite good, so they've kind of improved a couple of my squads. So I didn't really think I'm going to buy anyone.
Jesus, just looking, I saw Big Mr. K. I'm not sleeping for a fortnight. I need to build my clubs.
Yeah.
I think you had 20 last time, or around 20 or something last time you recorded Yorkshire XP. But looking now, it looks like what, 26
in total. He's got a couple rented out to other people as well, so he's got like 29 clubs.
Jesus. Like White Rose Longshaft. Hopefully he's got some fun names to go in that squad.
Yeah, we talk about that at length actually on the episode today. But we
a couple of cocks and a dong. Go 3 cocks and a dong. No, 4 cocks. Oh, and another one. Oh, I love that. And a cock salad.
Make sure you get your votes in for the badge winner in their Discord.
Yeah, you need to Big Mr. K, you need to reach out to Kev and get his goalkeeper in there. Purple Helmet, or whatever he's called. What's Kev's keeper called? I can't remember.
Oh, Helmet. It's like Helmet Shaft or something like that. Helmet.
What?
I think I've got a dong. I've not got too many.
Imagine if people just drop in now. I think I've got a dong. Oh, there we go. Yeah, Helmet Fucks.
Helmet Fucks.
Yeah. Although I don't imagine he'll be loaning him to that team, but yeah, that would be a good keeper to have on there. But anyway, let's talk about the new engine then. So, like, I think we've all had to play around with it now. Bruce, I don't think we're happy with the engine last season or the last couple of seasons. You just found it a bit boring and one-dimensional. And I guess to a degree it was, although I think that I found sort of ways within the tactics and instructions that managed to like give me a variety of goals and sort of play slightly differently. So they weren't all those like little cutback goals, although a lot of them were. It looks like there's a lot more variety in the goals now this season. It looks like, the engine just feels like the realism feels, I don't know. Everything just feels a little bit different. It's difficult to put it into words, but what are your early thoughts on the engine?
So, I mean, yeah, I hated last season's engine, but
really, yeah.
For season 10, at least, I'd stopped being stubborn and I played to the engine rather than to how I wanted to play and had a lot more success. But this one seems, like you said, you've already said it, lots of variety in the goals. I think some of them are exaggerated, but some of the dribbling animations that you get is really good. Because I always found dribbling to just be such a pointless stat, but it just doesn't now. Because now
I think it might be OP.
Sorry?
I think it might be OP this season.
Oh, yeah. I've got guys with high dribbling, and in the tests I'm doing, like they'll they'll dribble around everyone in the box and then get fouled and give away a penalty. I'm like, yay, like, nice. I'll just set all my forwards with good dribbling to dribble and just win on penalties. I don't care. But yeah, it's like I said, some of the animations are a bit exaggerated, but it is cool to just see your guy and then he actually skins him. Like it's really nice rather than just running past. So yeah, like you said, I think it's going to be a bit OP. Crosses seem to work and long shots. I wouldn't say it's like it used to be. I think it was season 7 where long shots were super OP. It's not like that, but I'm seeing a lot more long shots from the guys who can shoot, banging them from 10, 20 yards or so.
Yeah, same, yeah.
Nice to see.
Just friendly up that I played a few days ago. Let's have a look and see what the goals were like in this one. But yeah, no, I completely agree. There is definitely a lot more variety. This is quite similar to last season, although the cross sort of went over. But I'm seeing less of like the crosses automatically just being picked up by the goalkeeper as well, which is nice.
Yeah, that's the most annoying highlight in the world, where it's on the flanks and he just crosses it and the keeper catches it. Because I'm like, that doesn't even count as a save for the goalkeeper. So like, what's the point in showing me that? Like, it's just, yeah. So yeah, a lot less of that. Because that was. I
mean, if every goal I'm showing from this particular game has been a little bit of a cross, but yeah, hopefully one of them will be a bit different. But yeah, what about you, Hoodwink? What are your early thoughts on the engine?
I really like it, and I would say, and with it, like I know it was the same engine, and it's no conspiracy theory, but season 9 engine was crap. Season 10 engine, which was exactly the same, but just seemed to be better. And long shots were back then. And it reminded me of my Livingston title win where I was 2-0 down and won 3-2 with like two like last minute goals and a 30-yard screamer with my goalie, goal kick from a goalie up to Andy Mann. And he just ran about 10 yards, pinged it for 30 yards right in the top corner, won with the title. Well, that was to make it 2-1. That was to start the comeback. And then 2 late goals to win 3-2. So long shots were back last season, which was the same engine, obviously. But I love that this season. I love that you're talking about dribbling because like that's been my tactic since almost day one. High dribbling, set piece FC, get free kicks, and have my high passers on free kicks and corners. Get my centre backs up, cause chaos in the box, and that's how I win a lot of my games. Just set pieces. So with dribbling being like. It's always been, it's no back, it's always been good. I love that. I love the variety of goals. It's just a lot more fun than it's been for, like, I agree when, I know I had a wee moan about it as well a few weeks ago, agreeing with Bruce about how the engine was just it was a bit dull, it was a bit crap, and like, when I was like checking my stats and I was like conceding the first shot on target like every second game or something like that, and it just pissed me off so much. So season 10 was definitely better for all that stuff.
We've got Yaks in the chat. I don't know whether it's real Yaks F6G, but it says, was it exactly the same? I thought the number was the same, the build number was the same.
Is that fake Yaks?
I don't know whether that's fake Yaks or real Yaks, but we'll call him Yaks.
Because it pops up every so often.
I know, like, because it might just be his YouTube handle, because obviously we're not on the pitch, but yeah. But cutback meta was last season, Bob. Cutback meta is off the table this season. 1-on-1s as well. With some of the games I've been watching, I noticed 1-on-1s, and they said they were wanting to improve, the chances, because last season there was a lot of misses from 1-on-1s. It looks like they're a little bit more balanced now. I mean, they should be in favour of the striker if the striker's through 1-on-1 with the keeper, shouldn't they? Really?
Yeah, that was a big advantage I had last season in the last engine, because I was conceding so many cutbacks, and it was just because I was sitting so deep. But if you play high, then you concede a lot less of them, and then the goals you concede are 1-on-1s. And if you give away 10 1-on-1s in a game, 9 of them were missing. So I was like, well, there you go. That's how to fix that then, because it's like it was fully in favor of the goalkeeper. So yeah, like maybe this season it's going to have to bring that line down a little bit.
Have any of you guys looked at? I don't know whether you won the kits, I haven't looked yet. I have to look in one of the. Trying to think.
I won one. I've not used it yet though. I've not played with it.
The Berbers must have won them.
Thought it was an actual kit when whatever it was named. It's like MFL merch or something like that. And I thought, oh, like it's like I've won like a top or something like that, a hoodie or a t-shirt or a cap maybe. But no, it was just like a virtual kit. So, all right.
Yeah, I'll have to have a play around with that. Maybe make one kit. But I'll have
Easy one. He's got a really nice one in his one of his teams. He won the kit and done his and the
Amrezy.
Yeah,
looks really nice.
Yeah, no, I saw that yesterday. Showed that. I thought those two kits look absolutely stunning. I thought the colours that he's got for the kits as well, like the purple and the gold, just work so well together as well, don't they? They look stunning. But yeah,
it's got a lot of options. I got the pitch and the badge as well because that's the only reason I was spinning on the normal wheel is to get all the stuff from the gear. And once I got that, then I was back onto the hero wheel.
Yeah, I don't know whether I did get the pitch. I must have got the pitch surely eventually, but yeah, maybe I didn't. But yeah, the pitch looked a bit busy for me. I like pitch where I can sort of see everything. It felt like there's too much on there.
The big pattern.
Horrible. I think the pitch is the worst pitch in the whole game. Like on the left-hand side, you can't even see.
Oh no,
like,
there's a different pitch. Are you
just,
thinking of the one with the snow on? The snow in one corner.
No, it's like a big circle and like it's all like shadowy and
yeah, that was the old one. The pitch you got from this one was
the Heroes one isn't too bad actually. Yeah, I have got the Heroes.
Maybe I'm thinking of the other one. There's one that's absolutely awful, and I just think they should ban it forever.
Yeah, it's the Xmas one, the Christmas one.
Aye.
It's the shadowing on the top of the pitch in it from the stand, and yeah,
it's
you can't
unbelievably bad.
I don't think I got that one. Oh no, yeah, Christmas 24. Christmas 24. That's the same. No, I don't think I got that one. Yeah. So what about like, I guess let's talk about sort of, testing, like where, are you starting to go full bore testing now, ready for the new season? Or are you sort of leaving it until you get the final nod from the dev notes, probably this Friday, saying, right, engine is final, there we go? Or are you sort of ploughing in now and getting your teams built and sort of, rattling out friendlies?
Rattle them out. I love testing through like now once the squads are built and rollover days done, I love getting into it and just get a bit obsessed with it, like, but I've got my new tactic to play with, so I'll have fun with it.
That's only on one team, isn't it? Yeah.
That's fun.
I'll help you out, mate. Well, between us, we'll get the OP 433D right from out of the gate, and I won't spend half a season sort of at the bottom of the division for, making a charge for promotion towards the back end of the season, which is what seems to happen when the engine changes. I'm hoping that they sort of keep this like engine for another season as well. So like, have every sort of like 2 seasons and eventually get to a point where they only need to make sort of minor changes to it. But
well, I think they should, because if you look at it's early days, we can't say, but they've had 2 seasons to work on this current engine and the improvements are massive. So I would rather them do it like every 2 seasons as a new engine, because if the improvements they get from 2 seasons working on it as big as this one, then I'd rather them do it 2 seasons every time and just keep one engine for 2 seasons. You know what I mean? So they can put in more effort and you'll get a bigger difference, I think. I don't know
if I agree, because I think if they improved season 9 and going into season 10 would have been better.
Well, no, I agree. I don't disagree.
And like,
I'm thinking of the level of improvement that has come out of
what
it.
you mean?
Yeah.
And there's no time pressure when you've got 2 seasons, so it's not like they're going to rush in to get season 10 ready. But I still think they had 6 weeks of season 9 to work on season 10, and I think that's enough to make enough an improvement to have a rant about it. Like, but then 12 weeks is enough to make it seem for season 9 to season 11 is a massive improvement, rather than 2 small improvements, I guess. But I don't know. I think I prefer them if they can improve it every season. I think I prefer that, because until it's perfect. But I think both are good options.
What are you doing? Like, Bruce, do you buy many sort of like common players or like do common packs trying to sort of fill up Dev Center, or is that something you've moved away from?
So yeah, usually do. If I see a $1 player with like who's just been packed, I'll usually grab him and stick him in the Dev Center. I do a lot of that. I've held off for the minute because now I'm like, I've had my first wave of Dev Center players come out this season. So I bought a Flint team that I'm just going to stick them all in. And that was my first wave. But I'm like, I didn't see a lot of improvement in the players that have come out for being sat in the Dev Center for 4 seasons. So I'm like, maybe I'll scale it down and not put as many in and be more selective with who I actually put in and who I select, because the mass now, I've got a bunch of players that I'm just never going to be able to get rid of. Like, so they're just going to sit in my agency until they've retired. So yeah, I'll probably scale it down a bit, but I think I'll always, if I see a player for $1 and he's young and he's got, decent enough stats, so like I'm going to buy that and just chuck him in Dev Center just in case, because you see someone like Quan and you're like, well, what if I get that? Like, what if I get a $1 player that goes up to ultimate, so it's always worth taking the risk. And, $1 for us is what, 60p, 70p. I don't know the exchange rate now. It's basically nothing. So yeah, it's worth it. Just maybe not at the scale I was doing it before. So
yeah, I'm just looking at my players now to see which ones to use the free passes on. Should really use the free passes on the ones that are closest to like tier breaking, because obviously you save the most amount of money then. But yeah, it's going to be fun doing that. But yeah, well, we'll be going on for nearly an hour and a half. Doesn't feel that long, but we could ramble on all day. But I'm eager now to get into squad building and build a team that can destroy the Black Mambas.
Good luck.
I did have a couple of questions for
oh, sorry. Yeah, of course. Yeah, I always forget to ask for questions. I always forget about the questions. Thank you.
It's the deadest channel in the Discord. Isn't anyone use it? Because I don't think anyone even knows it's there. It's called Questions for the Podcast, and it's not been used.
We should probably have one in just in the MFL side, shouldn't we?
Aye, that's what I keep saying. Why don't we just move it? But the questions are from Big Mr. K. Why is Bruce such a miserable sod? That's the first question.
I'm not a miserable sod. I'm honestly not.
What's going wrong in your life, Bruce? Let's have a little therapy session, minute therapy session.
No,
why are you so miserable?
It's just the way I express it. I'm not miserable. I just express. It just sounds miserable, but I'm not actually miserable. It just sounds miserable.
See, I would expect it from Northerners. Like if Big Mr. K or Root were like that. But
I'm a Northerner. I'm from Yorkshire.
Oh, I thought they were further north than you. But
I live in Birmingham, but yeah. I'm from Yorkshire. So yeah, I'm from like half an hour from Root. Like living there for years and never met him, never saw him, and then we met on this, and it's like I literally lived half an hour away from you. Like that's mad. But yeah, I live in Birmingham now. But yeah, I am a Northerner. So that's it. I'm Northern. It just makes me sound grumpy. It makes me sound miserable.
Have you got any New Year's resolutions to be less miserable?
Fuck off.
We love you, Bruce. It takes all characters in this game, doesn't it? And what I love about the Yorkshire Tier XP guys is that, all of you are like slightly individual characters. Like, we've got you, who's like blah, 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 moan. We've got Big Mr. K, who's like a bit of a prankster. In fact, he's probably like a younger version of me. Like, he likes winding people up and like making jokes. And then we've got Root, and I feel like Root is the glue that keeps the show together. By the sounds of it, he's the one, and we can see that from the planning for the Christmas special that we all did. That Root was really the driving force behind making that happen, and he was pretty impressive with sorting it all out. But yeah, but what I love the chemistry you guys have together. It really works really well, and I really enjoy listening to that. But it's become one of my favourite shows anyway during the course.
Well, I appreciate that. Thank you very much. Obviously, I love watching you guys as well. I just think more content.
Exactly,
more MFL content. We just need more. So if anybody's sat here watching thinking, I'm not sure whether to make content, just do it. Just do it. Like, it doesn't have to be anything special. You don't have to have the bells and whistles. We just like hearing people talk about MFL because we all like talking about MFL. So just, put a camera on and waffle about your agency. Well, a lot of people are listening.
Even if you don't want to stick a camera on, just do an audio podcast. Just another audio one would be great as well. But yeah, if you're out there and you've been debating about it, get it done. Let's have the year of more content for MFL. We've got a decent selection out there now, but yeah, I'd love to see more during the year.
Can I just say, because I've just seen Rascal Misaki, yes, Bruce is just passionate. I'm not miserable. I'm just passionate. That's all it is. I love that. I like that. Thank you.
Passionate lover.
We have a second question. This is from Big Mr. K.
Oh,
did Bruce's kids have Santa visit them, or did the Christmas budget go on MFL players?
Yeah, no. Before I did anything, I did message my wife and I was like, "Are we all sorted for Christmas? They've got everything." Yeah, okay. I'm gonna.
A big bit of coal for the oldest, a little bit of coal for the younger.
Yeah, no, everything was cool.
And is your missus going to be playing MFL this season?
She has been. She got to the final of the Masters, and she got promoted from Spark and won the cup. So now she's in ice, and I'm sat there. I'm like, it's going to be harder this season. You used to come in top. It's going to be harder this season. I can't wait to see her.
Have you ever announced what her username is on the site?
Yeah, she should. It's Glitch Doll.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. So she. I mean, yeah, she's been doing really well. But I told her it's going to be harder in ice now. Once she comes up against a stacked ice side full of rares, she's going to be like, "Oh, okay, this is different."
Yeah. She'll be like, "Bruce, open your wallet."
Another
Valentine's Day this year, legendary, please. They are pink.
Just when you were talking about people doing content, do you have a YouTube channel as well?
I do.
I think you've mentioned it, but I don't think you promote it much.
Well, that's
for new users and stuff like that, maybe.
Well, I started doing it. I wanted my videos to be more like, because when I just started, I was just like, this is an update on my agency, and it was just me talking and just showing an update on my agency. And then I was like, this isn't really, there's other people that do that and do it better. So I was like, I need something else. So I started creating videos that were more to help new players and stuff. But then once Yorkshire TNXP started, I was like, well, that's all my content. Like, I'm enjoying doing that. So I kind of just put it on the back burner. I've got ideas for videos to do. It's just getting the time between work, between Yorkshire TNXP, between managing 9 clubs. If I get the time, then I'll drop something. But for me, my content bug where I wanted to, it's kind of met now by doing Yorkshire TNXP.
Aye.
So I don't need to itch anymore. Scratch that itch. Sorry.
Yeah. Were those the only questions then?
Just the ones for Big Mr.
Oh,
K.
yeah. Them taking
They were good ones.
Well, you're right. We'll have to move that questions to the pod into the channel, and then any questions that come up during the week, we'll answer them on the pod. But yeah, and just to clarify as well, Bruce, I remember one of the shows at the end of the year, you were speaking about whether the Yorkshire XP boys should do live shows. I would love you guys to do live shows just because we do them. It doesn't mean there can't be more out there. So yeah,
No, it's true. I know Root really loves doing it because I do see the benefits of it where you can talk to chat live, and the stream we did at Christmas was a lot of fun. Just getting to live communication with the audience. It was a lot of fun. But yeah, it was just it was like, well, that's what the Ramble do. Why are we just going to copy the Ramble? But
everyone's going to be copying them somebody if they come and start doing content now, aren't they? Really, because everybody does certain stuff. But yeah, it's like
I would say we didn't create live streams, so you're all right. With no,
fair.
We're going to claim that other people can go live if they want. Definitely.
Well, I think Root definitely wants to do it, so I think we'll have some live, but I think most of the point it'll be pre-recorded because it's just easier with Tactics Corner and stuff. It's easier to do it pre-recorded, but yeah, I think we will get some live just because Root loves doing it. So,
and if anybody wants help in learning how to live stream, then DM Jimbo.
Yeah,
because he's the one that's helping us all get live. So yeah. He's the one that's helped us when we have problems. He's like tech support for the MFL streaming community. But yeah, so thanks, Jimbo, again. And I should really send a shirt to you or something like that.
You still not sent that to him?
No, it's been none. Honestly, I wasn't well before Christmas. I didn't go out for weeks on end. I was getting like food deliveries, but yeah, I will do it. I did say to him actually, I can't remember, around Christmas, I said I probably should get you a new address now, shouldn't I? Yeah, that's right, Jimbo. Yeah, send the new address, and I'm feeling a bit better at the moment. I'll get that sorted, hopefully this week. So yeah, whack it across. But right. I think that's everything for this week. Thank you very much for joining us, Bruce. Great to see you as always, Hoodwink. I'm sure we'll be speaking loads over the coming hours and days, and we've got lots of good stuff coming up in MFL Ramble streaming. Kev is hopefully going to be doing some evening streams with me, and we get some of the guests from the US on there. And then next week, I think provisionally have a guest sorted. Someone who hasn't been on for a while, is immersive in streaming community, but I won't announce him just because I know he's not 100% reliable because he's a very busy boy. But hopefully we'll have him back on next week anyway. But anything else you guys want to say before we get out of here?
Can I just say thank you very much for having me on? I'm listening from when you guys were audio on Spotify. I've been listening to you guys, so it's great source of information for me because you guys are all pretty knowledgeable. In comparison to me, you've all been playing a lot longer than me. So you definitely helped in those early days. So thank you very much for having me on. I appreciate that, guys.
Much appreciated. And you've been repaying the favour with Tactics Corner. So, yeah. Anything from you, Hoodwink, before we get out of here?
I think I've just bought an ice club. I didn't really want an ice club, but...
What a brilliant way to end
this. I've got loads of... I've got loads of uncommons, so that means I can fill it with them, and then just that one I can loan in kind of what's needed to fill it. But it doesn't quite get all my commons into a club, which is the original plan. But $48, that's all right for a nice club. Argentina as well. It's a nice location.
Nice. So
apart from that, no,
Jimbo just saying packing a Lego tomorrow. You're right, Jimbo. Normally we record on a Wednesday. But I'm having dental surgery tomorrow and MRI stuff tomorrow, I think. So, I completely forgot. Pack drop tomorrow. Tune into the Pack drop stream. It's going to be fun as always. I don't know who Jim's got co-hosting with him, but whoever it is, I'm sure it'll be a good laugh. And one of us is packing a Lego.
And I think Root on the way Amrizi before Jimbo as well.
Yeah.
They'll be on live as well, so a good night, MFL.
Okay, cool. Yeah.
Oh, and one more thing, just with the Ramble thing. I know what
else have you bought? What have you bought?
No, this is something we were discussing the other day that I said might be a good idea. I think we're on, for the Ramble Twitter account, we're on like 450 followers or something like that. And we were thinking maybe if we might do a wee giveaway for something if we get to 500. So
nice.
A wee 10% increase almost.
So get clicking for the Ramble Twitter handle. I'm useless, and I know that the actual handle is spelt incorrectly as well because it was the only way to get it done because the handle had gone for Ramble Podcast. So
I did fix that, by the way. I don't know if you noticed, but
I haven't noticed. No, what is it called now?
So now it's I think all I had today was add a wee line thing at the bottom. So it's now because when I seen it, I was like, what the fuck is it put? So now it's Ramble Podcast __. And that works.
Yeah.
That doesn't work.
Because it was Ramble Podcast for a while, wasn't it?
And I seen it, I was like, was he drunk when he set this up or something?
It was a mistake, but I thought that then I realised afterwards when I went to change it that actually the Ramble Podcast had gone anyway, so I needed to have a think about how to phrase it. But anyway, glad we got that done. Glad there's somebody
for that. A wee giveaway for something. We'll think of something.
Yeah, we'll
get up on there.
Right, that's everything from us this week. We shall be back next week. Don't know what the schedule is going to be like, but the Shemaine show should be on a Wednesday, as always, at 1 p.m. And maybe next week we'll be doing an evening stream as well. I need to speak to Kev about that. But yeah, tune into the Pack Drop stream tomorrow, and good luck in season 11, apart from Bruce and Black Mamba. But
I'm going to enjoy beating you, David.
Yeah, I'm going to have a look at my teams. I'm so eager now to dive in and look at my teams and see what I can build. See whether I can build a team that crushes your dreams. But yeah, we'll have fun.
One last thing, no MFL related. Today is like every year, me and my best mate celebrate our like friendship anniversary. 6th of January 1989 is when we met. Happy friendship anniversary, Mikey.
Oh, I love that. You're going to go out for a wee pint?
Yeah, he's coming over on Friday, so we're going to the pub. We always go to the pub. A few too many.
It's my birthday next week. It's my birthday on, is it Tuesday or Wednesday? 13th. Unlucky for my mum. I was a nightmare child. As you might want to tell, I have ADHD, and it was undiagnosed when I was younger. I think they called me hyperactive in those days, then misdiagnosed me with dyslexia because that was the only thing they could fit me into. And then eventually, I think I was 30 before I was diagnosed with ADHD and started getting medication for it. But yeah, I was a nightmare child, like literally nightmare. So 13th, unlucky for my mum. Although I think she thinks it's lucky now. But anyway, another year older. But as we said earlier, not the oldest person in the MFL community. I know of at least 2 people older than me now. But anyway, right, that's everything from us. We really are rambling now, but in true style. But we should be back next week. Thank you so much for joining us, and see you all soon. Good luck with MFL. Bye.